Hello, Internet. I'm up at the top right hand corner, and I wanted to upload a quick kind of update on what I'm getting into. Um, I haven't, I haven't, uh, I haven't given any updates in a long time, so I wanted to do something here. I am learning machine learning, which is a pretty big. I mean, it sounds like a big thing. It's a pretty big undertaking. I do have a background in chemical engineering, so it's not, we're not starting from scratch math wise, but, we're a decade past using any of that stuff, so we are starting from scratch math wise. I have a strategy. My goal is to be able to. It's pretty it's pretty audacious, but my goal is to be able to complete these challenges from the Unsloth team in 6 months. If not 6 months, then 12 months, but I think it's possible. Now, keep in mind, I think it's possible because I'm naive and I don't know anything, but theoretically, I think it's possible. My strategy is going to be twofold. I do want a long term amount of knowledge with this stuff. I don't necessarily just want to speed grind because I don't know if I necessarily want a job in the field, but I want to contribute to the field. I would love to be able to contribute to open source projects and be able to train my own models, which is a lot. The way that I'm going to be going about it, I'm going to actually learn how to do the things. And that's the hard part is that there's so many resources out there and AI exists. These are the two biggest challenges. And when I say there's so many resources, I mean there are these Jupyter Python notebooks where you you they basically walk you through the stuff. It's like they code it for you, and all you have to do is press the button, and you you know what I mean. You can see the stuff, which is obviously it's kind of cheating, right? Not ideal when you're trying to learn. Looks like I lost one of my deep learning books here. This is one of the deep learning books, Dive into Deep Learning, and then the other one is called Understanding Deep Learning, and there's a website. Yeah, it's right here. This is the website for it. So this is a good example. Look at this. So they have these Python, these Jupyter notebooks that basically more or less like walk you through the thing. So you could just press. This isn't an active one. This is on GitHub, but you could theoretically just press the. There's usually a play button here. You could see an example. I did make these. Well, I didn't make them. I copied and pasted them, to be honest. But this is an example. You just click this button here, and it just runs the code for you. So this is like what these are. So, yeah, man. I mean, they just. So what the thing is, it's this is different than I'm used to because this is code, right? And so what you actually need to do, you can't just look at this. This is basically how to actually, when you're going through the actual book, you have to actually go through the actual book and theoretically find the actual examples and do them. But listen, I actually don't know. I haven't been through this whole book yet, so that's one of the things. So let's see if we can find the math part. So the first chapter, it's basically, I won't say it's BS, but the first chapter is just a basic overview, and then they go into in depth. So this is the supervised learning part. But we're talking about. I mean, this is we're getting into I want to say it's linear algebra, you know, stuff here. This is a function, x of, I don't know what that is, and so it's like, yeah, in order to do this, I'm going to have to review. Well, there's two ways. This is the thing. If in order to do it, I would have to review some of the calculus and some of the linear algebra that I didn't review before. That being said, you can also just attack the PyTorch library because there's enough, like this, all this stuff is abstracted. Like, like all of this stuff is, it's been, like if we just go to what, Unsloth, like you don't need, Unsloth is this, it's a company that the whole idea of Unsloth is that you provide the data and you train the model, right? You don't need any of the background to train the model. You can use something like Onsloth that they've done the math, they've done the work, and they provide you with the ability to train your own model. Now that being said, I would like more control over the thing, but at the same time, I want to operate at multiple levels, and I think that that's going to be the smartest thing. So my goal, what I'm going to try to do, and again, this is audacious, but I'm going to try to do one like module set every day for each class. So so that's for Python. That's going to be for Python. I have a course that I've been going to. It's on this thing called Scrimba. It's pretty nice. Unfortunately, it's not like organized into modules. Unfortunately, so you just kind of have to do an hour or do 2 hours or something. This thing, honestly, I'm gonna attack it and just try to get through it as much as possible. And then I'm just gonna try to grind through just general algorithmic problems just to get better at thinking as a developer. That's like a separate thing, but I want to be well rounded, but I want to be well rounded, not in an academic way where we go slow and we take time and we party, and it's like, no, I have time and I have the wherewithal and the grind to get it done, so let's get it done. So my idea is going to be, and I have these other courses here that I generally like. I like this guy, this Tamer El Said, and he's teaching. He's going through, if I understand, he's going through. I forget which book he's going through. I think he's going through this book. I forget. He's going through one of these books. I'm pretty sure he's going through the. I think he's going through this book. He's going through this book just as a lecture. So, but the thing is, again, the book goes in depth, right? The book doesn't miss anything. The lecturer does whatever he's doing. The book doesn't miss anything. And I don't have the background. Again, I skipped, we skipped a lot. So, but I don't want to just take a break and do a whole linear algebra class, right? I mean, to some extent we might have to. I don't know yet. I think we might have to, but we might not have to as well, because we need enough to be able to go through something like this. And I don't know if we necessarily need to fully, what's the extent to which we need to understand that equation. I mean, we need to know what a loss function is, we need to know what cost functions are, and we need to understand the general thing, right? It's saying calculate the slopes of this and this. I remember these notations. This is like the partial differential. It's like a partial derivative. Yeah, it's like a partial derivative of the thing, man. And the irony, I used to know all this stuff. I used to have it all. I used to be good at it, and yet, I never used it in practice. I never had to. I mean, chemical engineering, you did have to, but we saw. I just suffered through all of the application of it, and I don't know. It was so long ago, and I didn't care either because it was not something that I was gonna need in my job because I was never planning on having a technical job, and here I am now trying to kind of break into this field, and here now we need it, unfortunately. So I just wanted to. I wanted to. They say like I operate on two levels where people talk. They say don't talk about what you're doing, and also there's the other part where it's like document what you're doing. I'm documenting it for myself to some extent, because I want to see where I get. I as if you followed this channel at all, you've seen kind of me start stuff and stop stuff, and you've seen a lot. But man, I'm inspired a lot to learn and to get through this. But yeah, like that being said, uh, I don't have an exact plan per se. I have a general vibe of what I need to study, uh, and but I'm attacking it. I'm attacking it as I need to attack it, and I'm trying to balance the theoretical with the actual, and the extent to which I need to go back and figure out what the fuck the partial derivative is and do all this stuff. Like we can, but that might just like I remember back in the day. I mean, we crushed through partial derivatives like it took a week, But and by the way, like Khan Academy is real. That stuff exists, but I don't love Khan Academy, and the reason I don't love Khan Academy is they don't have practice problems. I remember Khan Academy. I remember using Khan Academy back in the day, and it's like, yeah, it's okay if you just need some help on it, like somebody to reteach you the thing. But what Khan Academy was what Khan Academy was good for. What you actually still needed though was the actual textbook to then go through and attack these practice problems. Khan Academy is bullshit if you don't have goddamn practice problems. You're just watching something. You're never actually learning it. And that's one of the things with a lot of these the courses so far is that the coding courses so far is that you have to make space for yourself to learn, at least so far, and that's the Hugging Face course. Um, so um, and a lot of these, again, it's kind of interesting because a lot of these courses that I have right here start off in the same genre. They're all kind of redundant. I don't really know why I'm kind of bouncing in between them, because truly it's really kind of just pick one, because you just saw on all three of these they have the supervised machine learning, and then they got the cost value formula here and so on, and um, so we're just going through. At the very end, yeah, we're just yeah. My goal is in 6 months to be able to hit that, and I think it's possible. I think it's possible because I think in a few weeks, probably like a month, we can get through these like courses, like these supervised learning courses in general. Then we do like a PyTorch thing, and maybe it might take me like 2 or 3 months to get through this because we need to go backwards and do the linear algebra. I don't know the extent to which we need to do the linear algebra as well, because we are doing code. So it's like, to what extent, we have this cost function thing, but we're using the whatever's in the code. So like, are we manually doing any of this stuff? I don't know. And that's one of the things where it's kind of like we have to go through it, and we got to see what's actually necessary. We can't just nakedly do stuff. Anyway, love of the game. That's what we're doing. See you.